Do narcissistic people ever feel remorseful? Do they ever feel guilty? Do they ever feel bad for the things they've done to you or the things that they have put you through? And the simple answer to this is no. No, they do not. They lack the empathy to care. They just feel entitled to exploit people and get their own way. However, we often usually like more understanding as to why they simply do not care. And this is down to the criteria of the disorder itself. They are arrogant enough to believe they're always right. They believe they're special. They believe they deserve that excessive attention. They're grandiose. They don't see any wrong within their behaviour. They're self-entitled. They're exploitative. They're manipulative. And they lack the empathy to care. So is a narcissist ever sorry? No. Are they ever remorseful? No. Do they feel guilty? No. They might feel a moment of shame from another person's potential judgment of them, which is why they will very, very quickly pass the blame. They don't take responsibility. So as they don't take responsibility, they don't feel guilty. They've passed the blame. They've removed any feelings of shame. It's not their problem. It's not their fault. In order to actually feel remorseful, in order to feel that guilt, you actually need to have the empathy to care about another person. In order to be sorry, you need to be able to recognize what you have done that has potentially affected another person. And we can all do things instinctively, intentionally, that can hurt another person, and we can then regret it afterwards. We can then go all out to make it up to that person because we feel guilty, because we feel remorseful, and because we've recognised what we've done. With a narcissist, they don't recognise what they've done in the same way that we do. They simply believe that they are right in their behaviour towards others. So they might potentially recognise how their behaviour has hurt another person. However, with their self-righteous attitude, they will find a way to justify why that other person deserved that mistreatment. They take the law into their own hands. They go all out to rationalise as why they were in the right to punish another person, which is why you'll often hear a narcissistic person turn around and say, if you hadn't, then I wouldn't, because they genuinely believe that they're in the right with what they've done to hurt you. They believe they're putting the world to rights. So even if they do recognise what they have done, they rewrite it into their own mind as to why they were in the right and the person they've hurt was in the wrong. To be genuinely sorry and to feel guilty, people need to actually be remorseful. Narcissistic people simply lack the empathy. They don't care. They only care about the potential repercussions to being found out, which is why they go all out to justify and rationalise and play the martyr, play the hero, play the victim to get away with their behaviour, because they don't feel sorry that they hurt you. They feel sorry for themselves that they got caught out. They don't feel sorry for other people. They feel sorry for themselves. And with that self-righteous attitude, they do play the hero, play the martyr, play the victim in order to get away with their behaviour. For someone to genuinely be remorseful and apologise authentically, they'd want to repair the damage that they've caused to another person. With a narcissist, they don't believe that they were at fault. They believe that the other person was at fault, and they're just in their unjust treatment towards another person. Therefore, they're not interested in repairing any damage. If anything, they believe the person who has caught them out, that they are having to apologise to get away with their behaviour, or play the victim, the hero, the martyr, to get away with their behaviour. They genuinely believe that that person owes the narcissist the apology, that that person was stalking them, that that person was snooping on them, that they're entitled to do as they please. You shouldn't have caught them out. You're the one with the problem. Catch a narcissist cheating and they're never going to trust you again because they believe they're entitled to do as they please. You catching them out means you're the devious one, you're the toxic one, you're the narcissistic one. Narcissistic people fail to take responsibility for their own behaviour because they feel entitled to do as they please. They believe that rules don't apply to them. However, they believe that the rules apply to those around them. They're very hypocritical and they rewrite it within their own mind to justify, which is why they can be so unbelievably convincing, and you can stand there almost gobsmacked thinking, unbelievable, this person actually genuinely believes that this was all my fault. And then you go in that, or was it me? Maybe if I could have done that. As they're very good at gaslighting your reality because they've altered their mindset to a reality that works for them. And as it usually confuses those around them, it usually works for the narcissist. As them playing the victim usually gets the attention, as them playing the martyr usually gets the attention, as them playing the hero usually gets the attention. They don't do anything wrong. They just turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you were perfect. And as you know you're not perfect, you then find yourself on the defensive explaining, no, I'm not. Look, I've done this and I've done that. And then they weaponize that and use those things against you to punish you and to hurt you. When people are actually sorry, they don't repeat the behaviour. With a narcissist, once they've got away with that behaviour, that's signed and sealed and shoved away. And then they go right ahead and repeat it. And then when you bring it up, they just turn around and say, you're hung up on your past. Because this is a whole new situation that you did something for them to cause, to punish you, to hurt you, because they're in the right and you're in the wrong. When you get an apology from a narcissistic person, very rarely to never is it, I'm sorry, I. Some are becoming more manipulative, so they will say, I'm sorry, I, in order to get away with something and manipulate further. However, the majority, because they genuinely believe that they are not the issue, will come at you with, I'm sorry if, I'm sorry but, I'm sorry you, as they find a way to justify or excuse their hurtful behaviour towards you. They turn around and say things such as, I'm sorry for whatever you think I did. I'm sorry you feel that way. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if you hadn't. I'm sorry, but if you had. Narcissistic people don't feel the guilt. They lack the empathy to do so. And as they don't feel the guilt, they're not going to be genuinely remorseful. As they feel entitled to do as they please, they're not going to recognise that their behaviour is in the wrong. They just feel that moment of shame, which is why they have to rewrite history to work in their favour so that they can get away with something. That's why they go around blaming and shaming all others. You're not going to get a genuine, authentic apology from a narcissistic person. The closest you'll get to the truth is the accusations that they accuse of what others have done to them or what they're accusing you of doing to them. When it comes to dealing with a narcissist, you have to learn to recognise that this person is either unable or unwilling to take responsibility for their own behaviour. And it's not up to you to get them to take responsibility. It's up to you to recognise who they are and find a safe way out of the situation. Because when you are around people like this, they are going to be a drain on your life. And you end up becoming so dependent on them, it's very difficult to then escape them. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a new book out, which is 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People, which I'll link into the video description if you'd like to check that out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.